Good afternoon, dear friends of the Digital Civic Circle here in the Pop Laszlo Arena and online as well. Can you still bear it? Is there still a whistle? Then I'll say it. Thank you for being here with us today. We are looking pretty good again, and even better. We are so many that we are slowly increasing the number of conference halls and sports halls. There are many who would have come, but have not yet made it in. And we welcome them separately. Day by day, we are more than 100 or 1,000. I see that soon we will be under the free wing of God. So our next meeting could be a new peace procession on, say, October 23rd. I see that the old members of the Digital Civic Circle are still here.
Itt vannak a régi polgári körös bajtársaim még
2002 was a good year. That was 23 years ago. But we are here, and we are ready. As I see it, we cannot even think about it. As I see it, we have András Bencsik with us. Without him, there would be no civic circles. Dear András, thank you for everything. We saw Julia Kudlik, who is still unavailable today. Thank you, Julia. And of course, Philip, thank you for being here. As I see it, Kossuth Square and Philip have grown together like Roman gondolas in the glass Tigris. I would not be surprised if Csaba Hende would also be hiding here somewhere. But he cannot, because he took up the task of God and became a judge of the Constitution. Congratulations, Csaba. Good luck. And I see Attila Kispe, who is now the Chief Executive Officer, who has been with us throughout Hungary. Thank you, Attila, for everything. And of course, Tamás Sarka. Dear God, let it be so for a long time that he sings, and the women weep, and we men hide our feelings as if we were not here. Tamás, thank you for everything. And the news of the day was not a lie, nor was it an illusion. The whole world could see it. Demeni, Ferenc, Rosie have returned. We prayed for their return. Thank God they can be here with us today. Welcome again. And I hope that President Paul Schmidt and Katica are also here with us. Without them, nothing important can happen on the national side. Hello. And I see Zsuzsi Mate, one of our coordinators, the founder of the Mission Polgári Kör. Without Christian Hungarians, there is no Hungarian Polgári, and there are no Polgári Körs either. Thank you, Zsuzsi. And I have seen others who stood on the mountains in the time of October's horse riding and rubber bullets.
gumilövedék, zápor idején álltak helyt.
I also greet them with respect, and I see many handsome and talented young men who do not want to behave like their parents,
Szép és tehetséges fiatalt, akik nem akarnak úgy járni, mint a szüleik,
who had to start everything from the beginning after the quick-tempered IMF and devisa loyalty. Come on, young men, you too, the Russians. And I have met with the people of Békés. Yesterday, we reported a huge investment in Békés, Shaban. President Trump would say in his indescribable style, big and beautiful. 2,500 jobs, 280 billion forints invested. The young people of Békés can finally enjoy a home. I promise that we will not forget about you even after this. Next week, Lökőshaza, Békés, Shaba, Vasútvonalátadás. See you there. And I have seen those who have come from eastern Hungary. And there, my friends, we can expect a factory transmitting dump. You, the people of eastern Hungary, my friends, have shown us how we can recover from a devastated region among rapidly developing countries. Bravo! We have built an economy where the bread has reached the brim. And I see a few dumps in Gioparos. The rural bourgeoisie, yes. The villagers can also count on us. Finally, the blood does not turn to water. And I see the locals from Budapest. My friends, we will never give up Budapest. We will never give up. We will never give up until the liberals and the Tisas make a paradise for migrants. Smugglers and LGBTQ people from the capital of the nation. No, no, and no. Right, Alexandra? My friends, that is all I have to say about congratulations. Now, let us cut to the chase. One would think that in the life of a nation, there is at most one generational change, if at all. One would also think that this is a good thing, because continuity and a stable world situation give more chances to a happy life. Generational change, the new chapters, are more of a distraction. A distraction. This is true. For a nation, a new chapter in history is just enough of a burden and a task. It is a shame that we do not decide on the practicality of major changes, because we have certainly not been big and strong enough for a long time. Like it or not, for centuries now, every Hungarian nation's life, quality of life and happiness also depends on how we navigate the ship of Hungary, which the empires launched in a wave of destruction. Our great-grandparents were lucky. They did not have one, but two generational changes. The First World War and the loss of a country, the Second World War and communism. Neither the First nor the Second World War could keep Hungary out of the picture. Thus, we came out of both great wars as losers and with heavy losses. When I was young, I thought that we Hungarians had lost the 20th century,
hogy mi magyarok a 20. századot elvesztettük.
but that we would win the 21st century.
Azt meg fogjuk nyerni.
This is what one thinks when one reads his mother, Toldit, Hunyadit, Janos Vitéz, and Hungarian poems to him every evening.
Mondákat olvas neki esténként.
When I thought about my own life,
Életemre gondoltam,
I imagined that I was born in a lost country,
hogy egy vesztes országba születtem, de egy
but that I would die in a victorious country.
Azt gondoltam,
I imagined that we would make Hungary great.
nagyjá tesszük Magyarországot.
This is beautiful, good, and even commendable.
Sőt, dicséretes. De
But what does victory mean? We know what victory means in a war,
egy háborúban. De mi nem
but we do not want war.
mi egy
We do not want to lose a single Hungarian life. So how do we understand what victory means in peacetime for a nation and for a generation? My friends, I realized 40 years later that victory means something different for every nation in peacetime.
Minden népnek más jelent.
If you were born a Hungarian, victory means that if you are able to change the fate determined by others,
Változtatni a mások által rád mért,
the fate determined by others
neked
for you.
szánt sorsot.
In the 20th century, our enemies determined for us the fate of being small and poor forever, until the end of time.
Hogy kicsik legyünk és szegények. Örökre. Az idők végezetéig.
Our nation decided that this would not be the case in the 21st century.
Században nem így lesz.
Now it will be the way we want it to be, and we want Hungary and we Hungarians to be great and rich.
Nagyok legyünk és gazdagok.
Let us simply make Hungary great. Therefore, my dear friends, every Nobel Prize is of invaluable value. Every new world-class research center is a prize. Every new Hungarian astronaut and Oscar winner is a prize. Every Olympic gold medal is a prize. Every Hungarian flag flying high is a prize. Every international professional competition is a prize. Every work done with honor and dignity is a prize. And this is why every Hungarian ruler is a prize. So, if you are Hungarian, this is the victory. I also thought 40 years ago that it would be enough to change a great era,
Hogy ehhez elegendő lesz egy nagy korszakváltás, egy
to
nagy
change a great world.
rendeződés.
It would be enough to withstand a single huge storm and a huge wave. I thought it would be enough to have a clever maneuver from the government and the poor,
Egy ügyes manőver a kormányostól és a legénységtől,
and then to have calm waters, growth and prosperity. I dream, my dear, I dream. Man plans, God completes.
A valóság
Reality is a financial crisis, a popular uprising, a COVID, a war, and the chaos that they have caused together, and that we must face now.
és amivel most kell szembesülnünk.
My friends, the ship of the European Union's hull could not take the blows, and it broke in.
És beszakadt.
The water is sinking in. The European Union has already turned its back on us. In the shadow of the financial crisis, migration, war, and the enormous problems,
Bajok árnyékában
the leaders of Europe, led by Putin, Weber, and his comrades, have made a mass of people from the European Union.
csőd tömeget csináltak az Európai Unióból.
The streets are full of tax havens and migrants. The shadows of the war are getting darker and darker. There are mass executions, shooting directors, house arrest, and Brussels bureaucrats running around like rabid chickens. Like a bad GPS, they always plan again, but never reach their goal. Today, this is the reality of Europe. My friends, our nation has already achieved a change of era in 1990.
A mi nemzedékünk egy korszakváltást 1990-ben már megcsinált.
We put an end to the Cold War. We recalculated the Soviet Union without blood. We disturbed the communists without a civil war, although they climbed back into the window. And we saved Hungary from the fall of communism without the loss of a single human life. I thought, we have done it. Now it is time for a simple and boring government. I say this with a heavy heart. 35 years later, our hope was shattered that a change of era would be enough for a safe and happy life. The leaders of Europe missed this opportunity. They missed the opportunity. Here stands in front of us a mass of continents, which they call the European Union, and of which we are members. Hungary is our home. Europe is our home. What will happen now? What will happen to us, to the Hungarians? Well, my dear friends, this is just beginning. My friends, let us talk about who we should be. What we need in this situation is courage. First of all, we need intellectual courage. Then we need political courage. And then we will need personal courage. We need intellectual and spiritual courage to take a deep breath and say, the world of Europe, as we have known and loved it so far, is over. If we refuse, we are wasting time. If we say it, we are gaining time. We have been raised to believe that everything from the Iron Curtain to the West is good. In fact, everything is better. We have been told that if we stand in line, if we do not act wisely, if we take one step at a time, we will be punished. Then we will have peace, prosperity, and freedom. This is not the case. No one can deny that the western half of Europe is suffering from serious crises. The German Chancellor announced the end of the welfare state today. France's state debt is growing by 120%. Energy prices are 3 to 4 times higher than in the United States. Brussels' green policy is killing the European industry, and the EU-UK trade agreement is simply tragic. If we had seen this in a film, we would have turned off our film screens a long time ago. But unfortunately, this is not a film, and we cannot turn it off. And I am not saying this, my dear friends, but Mario Draghi, the former president of the European Central Bank, who is a member of the EU. He has written down, and he has said it before, that Europe is in trouble and that it is about to collapse.
Minap el is mondta, Európa bajban van, az összeomlás felé botorkál.
Of course, we are all passionate about Rome. We admire Paris. Drinking beer in Munich is wonderful, and Vienna is fantastic. But let us have intellectual courage and necessary gentleness. But let us say that we should not copy them, because we will also be on the losing side. In fact, let us understand that if they had done what they are doing now, they would never have reached the same heights as they did a few years ago. Let us have intellectual courage, and let us say that the Hungarian migration policy is better because we have remained an immigrant-free country. Our family support is better because it contributes to the employment of children. And our tax system is better because those of us who want to work find work for themselves. My friends, let us look each other in the eye. Let us support the facts. Let us dare to follow our own path. And let us dare to build our own economy. And let us dare to make Hungary great again. My dear friends, let us now talk about political courage, because we need political courage now.
És kedves barátaim, most beszéljünk a politikai bátorságról. Mert most kell politikai bátorság is.
In addition to this, we need good, big donations, because we must openly say in Brussels that we reject the path that Brussels offers us. Brussels serves us well. It gives us sovereignty. It brings us to war. It forces us to do what we do not want, and it dictates how we should live. If we take the path of Brussels, the money of the Hungarians will end up in Ukraine, because Brussels is at war. It needs money, and it is no longer sufficient. The higher corporate taxes on the road to Brussels, the higher income taxes, and the worsening of our family tax preferences are worse than the 10 beatings. And even if they beat us in Brussels, we must remain brave regardless of our political superpowers. We must remain brave regardless of our political superpowers. In Brussels, the prisoners of war can be tortured, but there is no war here, and there will be no war. There are no migrants, and there will be none. Ukraine is not a member of the EU, and there will be none because it is a friend of war, and it would take Hungary by storm. My friends, we have no need for Brussels recipes, but we have our own fantastic plans. We have a promising prospect ahead of us, a broad horizon, and we have an immeasurable desire and ambition to accomplish great things. We are introducing Europe's most attractive home creation program. You know, 3%. We have launched Europe's largest tax reduction program, one that the world has never seen. And now that it has seen it, it does not believe its own eyes. We will double the tax incentives for children. Tax-free GED and CED. And for mothers who have at least 2 children, we will not have to pay an income tax for the rest of their lives. And as we heard from János Lázár, the next 10 years of Hungary's fantastic country-building plans are on the table. And while we defend our borders, we will not hesitate to openly say that we want a Hungary free of migration. The Brussels Migration Pact is a slip-up, and Mr. Fico is the mastermind behind it.
És közben megvédjük a határainkat, nem sumákolunk, nyíltan vállaljuk, hogy migránsmentes Magyarországot akarunk. Brüsszeli migrációs paktum abzug, ebb ura fakó.
The Brussels Treaty is a surefire failure, and the National Treaty is a guarantee for the future of Hungary. Szijjártó will have serious months ahead of him. This is all I have to say about political courage. And now let us talk about personal courage. We have seen and heard János Lázár in person, the most courageous politician on the national side. Let us learn from him. When Hungary chooses between the streets of Brussels and the streets of Hungary 7 months later, personal courage will be needed. Tamás Sheikh is singing "Stand Up in Front of Your House. It is time for the rehearsals." Well, This is why we are here now. This is why we founded the Digital Citizens Circle. Because, my friends, the people of the streets of Brussels have already organized themselves. To be more precise, Brussels has already organized them. They already have their own parties, NGOs, and media in Hungary. They are ready to jump on the bandwagon, waiting for Brussels to finally allow them to carry out its recommendations. They have set up themselves in the digital space. They have occupied it and privatized it. They have organized themselves. They have taken the form of themselves. They are intimidating those who do not agree with them. They want you to go back to your home. This is why there is aggression, violence, and brutality. This is why weapons are being carried out in the parliaments. This is why there is a ruckus at the Ragalom Hagyarat against national and Christian artists, national media, national parties, and leaders. My friends, we can only change this if the Hungarians who love their home leave their dignified place in the digital world. If we show what we are like in social media, we will not retreat, but will stand up for our home. If they attack us, we will not retreat, but move forward. 72,000 people have joined the Digital Civil Circle, and 46,000 have joined the Club of Fighters. We have broken the monopoly of the globalist network that builds hatred.
A gyűlöletet építő globalista hálózat monopóliumát ezzel megtörtük.
This is the end of the digital servitude of the well-feeling and patriotic Hungarians. This is the end of the digital servitude of the well-feeling and patriotic Hungarians. The Digital Civil Circle has provided safe protection against the left-wing rebellion that is raging in the online space and has freed up otherwise huge building energies. This is the digital homesteading. I declare that we have crossed the Varetsky Wall. Together with the Club of the Fighters, the patriotic digital network of the Patriots accounts for more than 120,000 people. Today, the world can see that we do not allow Brussels to access the digital space. The digital space also belongs to Hungary. Here too we defend our country, we defend our freedom. Here too our national algorithm works. This is Hungary's 21st century deterrent system. In the coming months, we must double our strength. We must cover the whole country with the Digital Civil Circle. We must be everywhere. We must tell everyone that Hungary stands on the border of a new era. We must tell everyone how to avoid the wrong path and start on the right one. My friends, what is needed for this to succeed? We will need everyone in the digital space. We have two teams. There are the fighters. We send them forward into battle. They join the fight. They take part in the hopeless situations. They grab the lies and spread the propaganda, as in writing. In one hand, there must always be a sword. And there are the digital civil circles. Because in the other hand, there must always be a shining spoon. You are our backbone, our backbone, our backbone, our backbone. You are the country builders. We learned in high school that the circle is a triangle of the points where the lines meet, and where the lines are at the same distance from a defined point, in other words, from the center. In the center of the circle is our country, and around it are many thousands of us. We are waiting for everyone who loves their country, who cares about Hungary and who does not want to be a humble servant of Brussels. We are waiting for everyone who trusts in themselves, who helps others, who is proud of their country, and who is ready to serve Hungary with all their heart and soul. And finally, as passers-by, I ask you not to ever forget that we still believe in love, and we are serving a true cause in the power of cohesion.
És végül útravalóként kérlek benneteket, soha se felejtsétek el, mi továbbra is hiszünk a szeretet és az összefogás erejében.
You know that in important matters there is unity, in important matters there is freedom, and in everything there is love. We are great, we are many, we are strong. We will win, and we will make Hungary great. If you want it to be so, God is above us all. Hungary is ahead of everything. Long live Hungary. Long live Hungarians.